Oh, we're on the wrong account here. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to the WonderMama Coffee Chat. Today is a special one because my guest is someone I've never brought to this side of the table. He's usually watching and always there, but this is my husband, Scottie. He's my best friend.
Hello.
And he's been by my side for 34 years. This week, we are celebrating our 27th wedding anniversary, Friday, Juneteenth. And I wanted him to come here to help us celebrate. And he has been behind the scenes for so long. I thought it would be best to have him. You meet the man behind all of the things. So, welcome.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for having me.
Every week I sit down with really incredible people. I try to bring people who are intentionally bringing good into the world. Not only into motherhood, but into entrepreneurship and into the lives of the people around them. We talk about real stuff. And then after about 30 minutes of this live interactive conversation, we drop into a private conversation inside the WonderMama community in the Zoom link. So if you're part of the community, stay with us and join us for the after party. Not after party. But 34 years ago, Scottie and I met, and he has been my person since. And we've been through some really great things. We've built an incredible life. We've had some really big challenges. We've had children, grandchildren. We've lost our parents. We've bought homes. And all of these things have been doable because we are Team One. And I am just so excited to have you. It's really weird to have you sitting next to me, though. But I thought this would be the best way. So welcome to the WonderMama Coffee Chat. I'm so glad you're here.
I am so glad to be here.
So today, there was a million things we could talk about. So I really wanted to make sure I'm bringing us up on Facebook. Hello, Giselle. I thought it would be really cool to actually have an interactive one. So if while we're talking, you have questions, Scottie is monitoring the laptop.
I'm on it.
Yes, and I've got the folks inside the WonderMama Coffee Chat Zoom link. So if you have questions for us, definitely chime in. But our original reason for coming on is that Scottie has been a youth football coach for 15 years. I coach moms and entrepreneurs. I'm a life coach. And so we wanted to talk about, on the surface, life coaching and coaching look nothing alike. But what do you think is actually the same?
I think a lot is the same. And I think I've always thought that even in business, uh, the groundwork within coaching and sports, that leadership is very similar. You're trying to, as a coach and as a life coach, trying to get people to be in the best position to do their best. You're trying to make them become the best they can be, and not try to do things outside of what their skill set is. And so realizing that is kind of like the key that opens the door for a lot of players and a lot of people.
Well, people are kind of players everywhere,
Yes.
right? I really like that because also a lot of times as a coach, and you'll probably know that with kids too, there's this frustration we coach because there's this frustration that you're not actually where you want to be. And a lot of people try to really leap over all of the work that has to be done in order to get there. And I've seen you do that with some kids, slowing them down and teaching them those skills. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, everybody wants to be the quarterback, everybody wants to be the running back, but that that's not for everybody, so you need to find the skill set that enables you to be the best you can be so that you contribute to the team. And that's a huge thing as well, right?
Yeah.
In a business, in a family, you have to be the best for you, where you fit in for the team to be successful.
Yes. I think that kind of ties back to last week we had Renee Jackson Smith on with us, and she talked about the stars,
Mhm.
how everybody wants to be a star, but there's a million stars in the sky that light it up. So, ready for your next question?
Bring it. Let's go. Hey, Kyle.
Um, what is the one thing you learned in your coaching young people that you wish every parent in the stands understood?
It's so many more than one.
Okay, tell us three.
So the reason why kids play sports or play football is usually not the same as the reason why the parent wants them to play. Um, and so we've entered in one of the things that kind of makes me sad about youth sports now is everybody's become hyper focused on whichever sport it is they're hyper focused in. Like, so you'll have kids that are playing baseball 11 months out of 12, or kids that are playing football and then they go to football camps and then they go to more football camps and then they football, basketball, whatever it may be. And I believe that you really need to play multiple sports. It behooves you to play multiple sports, to play for multiple coaches, right? That's the thing that parents forget, right? Is that every coach teaches a kid differently. Every coach brings something different to the table. I learned how to become faster from a basketball coach, and I wasn't even playing basketball.
Mm.
I went to a summer camp and he stopped me and taught me how to run. And it unlocked so much for me because I became so much faster and better at every sport because of it. Like, you don't know where the key to the knowledge is going to come from. And I think that that a lot of kids get burnt out because you hit a wall. Not everybody is going to be a Major League Baseball player or even a college baseball player. And certainly football is even harder because there's no minor league teams and all of that. So you've got to make that leap, and for most kids, high school is where it ends. You might go to a small college, but I think if you play every sport and just absorb knowledge, become a rounded human being, and allow yourself to be coached by different people, it's much better for kids
It's good for people too.
and good for people.
But I have a question because I feel like a lot of the parents out there who do have kids that are, the kids say their child loves baseball and that's what they're doing. This child is what they started at 6 or 7, playing.
Yep.
So if your child really, really loves it, do you encourage them to play other sports and keep going with what they love? Like, at what point do we start honing in on the skills that they really that they really, really need. Hi, Daniela and Mikey. Hi, Jane.
I think that's a that's a tough that's an interesting question, right? Because if your kid is only interested in baseball, then that's fine.
Mhm.
I mean, like, there are kids that, if you want to become a pitcher or a catcher, there's certain positions that require, a lot of work. But I mean, I guess it's to truly ask your child,
Yeah.
to truly ask, do you want to play basketball this season? Do you want to play, like there's spring football and there's, everything is year round now. So your opportunity to play one sport is there. I really think that sometimes the kid may not know, but if you summer camp or whatever it may be, just, I wouldn't, I'm just saying don't force them into one
Yeah.
sport.
So for parents, so parents who have kids that, we need to get our kids into team sports and they need to be doing things, but you're saying that let them try all of the different things and don't let it be forced until they land on something where they really find themselves in there.
Yeah, I mean, you look at most professional sports athletes. If you go back and look at it, they played multiple sports through college,
Yeah.
some of them,
Yeah.
and which is really difficult to do. So for
It's a lot of
sure,
time.
prior to high school, most kids play multiple sports in high school.
Mhm.
They'll play one in the spring and one in the fall,
Yeah.
whatever they may be, so, and it may be just track and football or track and basketball, whatever, but multiple sports early on
Yeah.
will help train all the muscles, not just the same muscles.
Yeah.
So you get some kids that are throwing a ton of pitches from a really early age, and then we wonder why everybody's having Tommy John surgery in high school now and in college, because the arm can only do so much, and then everybody's trying to throw 100 miles an hour, and there's a lot of things that would be beneficial if you played multiple sports.
Amazing. So for me, when I'm coaching, my one of the most validating thing about the work that I do is working with somebody and seeing that shift happen and that them turn the corner where they can see their growth and they can see something incredible happening inside of them. Can you share with us a story or something about a kid that you noticed turned a corner and what that felt like?
Well, I'm going to choose one that's not my kid.
Okay.
Because I got actually just as much joy. We'll look at Noah Shaver.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw the name
I
out there
love that
because that's
kid.
my boy.
Yes.
When he first started playing, he was impossible to keep focused in practice. He was just a million miles an hour. And we started when he was 7, I think.
Yeah. He might have been 6.
He
Yeah.
might have
But he
been.
was so tiny.
But by the third or fourth season, like he and I had a relationship, and Levon, our son, was on that team all of those years. They kind of moved along together, and it turned out to where Noah started listening to all the conversations that Levon and I would have. And he kind of started figuring out the why,
Mhm.
right? And he understood that was the most important thing when I was coaching. Is not just to tell a kid to do something, is to explain to them why. Look, this is why you see this happen, this happens, this happens, this happens. And then there was a game, and I said, Noah, use your eyes, look at the lineup, look at your eyes. And he nodded like, I got this.
Uh-huh.
And then the next play, he got that pick six, went right up the sideline, back the ball, he came running, he goes, I saw it was gonna be the screen. And I'm like, exactly. And that's what your goal is, right? To get it to where
Yeah.
you're actually learning why you do things,
Yes.
not just, well, coach said I gotta go in there and bang my head into a wall, like, why am I banging my head into the wall?
Yeah. Why would you do that?
You would.
No. No. Oh my goodness. That kid, and just recently Noah walking past one of your karaoke shows popped in.
Yeah. Doing shots with one of my
He's 27 now.
he's 27. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
But the kid that was 6 years old when I started coaching him coming in and going, Coach, come do a shot with me.
Yeah.
Was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice.
That is nice. All right. So we're transitioning now. Oh, wait, before we go,
Yeah, what was that question from
Jane asked, is this what you both do? I don't know who Benjamin Disarelli is, but we'll talk about that. He said the greatest good you can do for another is not just to share your riches, but to reveal him to his own. 100%.
Yes.
Yes. I kind of feel like that is what we both do. And maybe that's a little bit of the similarity of Scottie and I are so different, but we're also very much alike in many things. So we've been doing life for 34 years. I can't believe it because it doesn't feel that long. It really doesn't until we start looking at all of it. It's like, whoa. What is a thing, what is a thing that you are most proud of that we have built together?
Um, the the family, I mean, the mega Christmas
Hmm.
is one of the greatest things that have ever happened.
You're gonna have to describe Mega Christmas.
Mega Christmas was a gathering of all of our Florida family and all of our Fargo family. And I don't even know what was the number that we
I
ended
don't
up
know,
with.
but even our Argentina family.
And our Argentina
Yes.
family. We were upwards of 20 of us.
Yeah, 27, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In one spot for a week during Christmas.
Yeah.
And that was amazing.
Yeah, we got to spend New Year's Eve together. We did all the things, ice and snow. That was a good one. But so that gorgeous family that we have.
Right. And just like the want to be together, right?
Yeah.
The will to be all together and to share.
Yes.
That's something that we had to build.
Yeah. That's a good one. I'm proud of that too. I'm gonna piggyback on that. I got nothing. This gorgeous family that we have together, we have 4 adult sons. We have 10 beautiful grandchildren. Our oldest grandson's birthday is tomorrow, Jeremiah, and he is leaving for the US Marines next month. And we're just so proud of the life that our children have created for themselves and the gorgeous families that they have. Today is our granddaughter Nora's 8th birthday. And we just, there's so many blessings, and we could think about the hard things. I think that's one of the other things is I'm really, really proud of is the fact that we can think about the really hard things that happen and we could lean on that, but that is not what Team One does.
No, it's a stair you step on your way up.
That's right. That's right. So I have another question. I had to write questions because otherwise it's kind of awkward, right? So I had to write questions. This is not normal. Please do ask us questions if you have any. We would welcome them. So what is something about the life that we have that do you think that you don't think either one of us expected?
3 dogs.
They replace the people with dogs.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I've, and yeah, I know it sounds corny, but I expected for things to be good. Um, so the fact that we're happy is not unexpected.
No. You know, for me, I was happy when we got married. I was happy when we started our life together as husband and wife. I was happy when we became a couple, right? When you first moved in with me, and then, you know, all the things. And then we got married and I was happy. And then a year later we had Leavon, and then we had 3 sons, and we had a dog, and
I guess Troy was unexpected.
Troy was unexpected. So grateful for that man. Um, that's for another show. Um, and what I didn't expect was to be happier. I think I expected to be happy. I thought that being thrilled to be married and have a life together. I didn't know that over time it actually gets better.
That's true.
So it's true.
Agreed.
Yes. Okay. So, what, there's a question that I kind of played with. What do you want people who are just starting out in a relationship to know? Or, and I want to say just starting out, but also sometimes people are restarting. What what makes it last?
Um, there's a couple of things I think that fall in there is never say hurtful things on purpose. Because you can't take them back, right? You can apologize, but that doesn't make it go away. If it's something that's truly hurtful, when you're just firing off when you're mad and you just say something that's just mean, that's going to stay in that person's head. You can apologize and they may forgive you, but you know what? Every single time you guys have even a small disagreement, that's going to pop up, and that's too many of those become poison, and it chips away at it. And the other thing I think is important is never expect more from from your partner than yourself. You know, if you come home and you're mad that something's not done or this, that, like, you know, that that's fine. But you know, if you could have done it and didn't do it, then, what are you mad about?
What is that about?
What are you mad about? Like, just
Yeah,
move on from the stupid little things.
for sure, for sure. And I'm gonna, kind of add to that because it's always also to assume that you can assume with your love partner the best intentions. It's healthier. So if you believe that your partner has the best intention for you and build from there, it's better. And I love what you said, like give 100%. And if you don't expect it, you're going to get it anyway. You do get what you give, and that's really important. So for my entire life, I can tell you I there's nothing I would do to intentionally harm my partner. And he knows that. And that helps. And that takes some time, I'm sure.
Right. Trust the person, trust the process, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right. Um, we have 6 minutes left. So anybody would like to ask questions, if not, I do have rapid fire questions for Scottie. You ready?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Karaoke or coaching? If you can only keep one, which one survives?
That's a tough one. I'm going to say coaching because building um, building youth to better themselves is better than helping drunks entertain themselves.
Yeah, but I love to sing. I can be drunk.
No, I mean, I actually feel like it's also a service, right? Because
Yes.
you're entertaining many, I entertain many people every week and build relationships and all of that
Yeah.
as well. They're, it's very tight,
Yeah.
but I love coaching kids.
I love coaching too. Adults. I don't love coaching kids. It's hard. All right. You ready? This personal. What's one thing about me that still makes you smile after 34 years?
There's a lot of things. Um, let's see. Yeah. Um, actually, the way you look at me when I sing to you.
Oh, I love when you sing to me. That's a good one. Yes. It must be a good look because it makes me really happy. If our marriage was a song, what would it be?
You're the best thing that ever happened to me.
Oh, that's a good one.
Miss Gladys Knight.
That's a beautiful song. Yeah, 100%. All right. We have now reached the end of our live feed. Do you have anything to say to the world out there?
I hope y'all were entertained by it. Gained some knowledge of some sort.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. Um, it was so fun to have you.
Fun to be here.
We are going to drop into a private conversation with the WonderMama community inside Zoom. And so if you're not part of that community, the door is always open. And next week, join me as I sit down with Terry Yaffe. And she is an incredible coach who has been coaching for 3 decades, I think. So I'm really excited to sit down with her. And otherwise, you have an incredible rest of your week. I know we will. And I'll see you next week. The rest of you inside Zoom, see you in a minute.